All right, hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Hey Guys. All right, so we're going to do the same thing that we did in the last 3 videos, but this time on the iPad. All right, so that you can kind of see where the tools are, but I'm going to do this a lot faster and not talk about as many things as I did in the other videos, because you should have watched the other videos of how I made this column on the computer. So I'm not going to get into design intent. I'm not going to talk about the constraints. I'm just going to go through the process. All right, so make sure you watch that other stuff. That's important stuff to know. All right, so what do we got to do here first? So we're going to go back. We're going to edit this sketch. So you hit those 3 dots. That's where you can edit the sketch. I'm going to go to my top view so I can see what I'm doing here. Now, I need to grab the dimension tool. So now I've got the dimension tool. I can press and hold, and that gives me like that little spyglass so that I can change that dimension. When the dimension comes up, kind of looks like a calculator. Type in 28. Then we're going to press and hold. We're going to highlight the other line that we need and change that to 28. All right, great. All right, so we're done with that. We hit the check mark. Everything's black. Now let's go back and edit the extrude. All right, so remember, we're still on new. This time I just want to go in and change my blind distance to 8 and then hit the check mark and check mark. All right, so if I look at this now in the isometric view, I should see the start of my base. I should have my base all done. All right, so next thing, got to go to sketch, going to start to make the column. It wants to know what face I'm going to go on. I'm going to go on the top of that face. Let's change the view around, and we're going to do a center point circle. I'm going to use a 2-finger pinch to zoom in. Well, actually, I'm spreading my fingers, but you get the idea. Going to go ahead and make my circle. So you saw me tap the origin point, then touch again, pull out the circle. All right, we got our circle. That's good. Let's go back to our toolbar for sketch. We'll grab dimension. I'm going to just go ahead and press and hold so that I can pinpoint that outer ring of that circle. I like to press and hold when I'm selecting on the iPad. I feel like it does a better job. All right, our dimension on this one was 16. Hit the green check. And we are good to go ahead and hit what I call the basketball. Go to extrude. We are going to do an add. So we got to add. That's good. We're going to do a blind. I'm pretty sure that if you always just, when you're doing a sketch on top of another part that you've already created, another 3-dimensional part, it'll automatically default to add. But make sure you check that every time, all right? I think it's when you hit the check mark and then you go to extrude and then you select it that it's going to be more inclined to switch to new. So you want to make sure you're paying attention to that. All right, so 70 is my height. Hit my green check. Hit the check. We're done with that extrude. I don't know why that didn't take. All right. And then again, let's go to isometric. We can see that we've got what I want. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in again. I hope I'm not going too fast for you, but I explained everything I was doing in the other videos and why I was doing it. All right, so I still need to make the top of the column, which looks just like the bottom of the column. So again, I'm going to hit the sketch tool. This time I'm going to select the top of that circle, right? It should have created oh, didn't work that time. So there we go. Got it highlighted. You can see the sketch plane showing up. Notice that it didn't select right away, so I did the press and hold and got that like pinpoint select tool going. So let me go ahead and change my view to top again. All right, let me zoom in a little bit. All right, I'm going to grab that center point rectangle again. I can press and grab and locate that right on that center. and then pull out my rectangle. Now, just like I did on the other video, I'm going to make it a little bit too big or not quite fit exactly because I want to make it easy for me to select the lines that I want. Let me go ahead and dimension. I'm going to press and hold, get that little viewfinder going there. Grab that dimension. So if you can't tell what I'm doing, I'm selecting it, and then when the number comes up, I'm tapping on the number. All right, let's do it again. So this time we've got that. So see how I press and hold? I get that little viewfinder. Now I'm gonna just tap on that number. Tap on that number, come on baby, there we go. All right, and then type in the number. Sometimes, you know, these touch screens, they don't always feel what you're trying to do right away. All right, so we've got that done. Like I said, best practices, in my opinion, is when you know all you want to do is extrude what you just did in Sketch, just go ahead and go to the extrude tool. All right, so we got our add just like I thought we would. Just gonna change that. It's on blind. We've already got our object selected. I'm gonna hit 8 for our thickness. Hit the green check, hit the check on the extrude. Let's take a look again. I always like to take a look and make sure we did it right. All right, one more sketch. Now this time we're gonna do something a little bit different than we've done before. We're gonna do the same thing where we sketch. We're gonna sketch a circle. Whoops, just trying to zoom in here. I don't know what I just did, but that's all right. So we're gonna grab a center point circle. Gonna touch that center point, drag that circle out a little bit. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. I don't know what that is and I don't care. Let's go ahead and grab our dimension tool. We'll deal with that other part later. Get our spotlight select. Hit that, hit the number, and this is also gonna be an 8. Hit the green check, and we are going to go to the basketball. Now here's where we're gonna do something a little bit new. All right, so since I don't know exactly, well, yeah, I think it's got what I wanted. I don't know what I just made over there, but now we're going to, if you didn't catch it on the other one, you're gonna see it again. So on the iPad, you go where that little side arrow is next to add, and we're gonna do a remove. And just like with the computer, we're gonna go through all, and that's all we need to do. We'll hit the green check. We can see that we've got our hole all the way through. Can kind of pan around. Oh, don't want to select. Let's just go ahead and change our view. And there we are. All right, so it looks good right now. So just like we did before, keep hitting select. I don't want to select. I don't know what this is that I've got here. Doesn't seem to highlight or anything. I'm sorry that it's there. It's kind of in the way. Hit that check mark. All right, so just when we were on the computer, I had you change the materials to PLA and then do a mass check. So we're gonna do the same thing. On the iPad, it's these 3 little dots. So we hit those 3 little dots and we go to assign material. We're gonna hit that sidebar and we're gonna search. Scroll through till we get down to PLA. You can see there's a lot of different materials we can do. I have to look up how we can actually change the material. It might be fun to make some of this stuff and make it look like wood or whatever. There's PLA. All right, so we've got PLA selected. Go ahead and hit that check mark. So now it's PLA. Now up here in the upper right hand corner on the iPad is where we can check our mass. So we see that our mass is 27.869 grams. That's the same thing as it was on the computer, so we're all good. We know that we built it right. All right, guys, Thanks for watching this episode of Hey Guys. I think I'm going to say this is episode number 723. Why not? That sounds good. But this is how we build the column using the iPad. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe.